Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to this Real Doctrine School Hangout. I'm your host, Carl Albert, and you have now entered into our hangout. Let me get this call right quick. All right, everybody. We about to get back started with this. Once again, peace. How you doing? I'm Carl Albert. You have now entered into our hangout. And this right here, people, is simple. We're gonna be dealing with Black nationalism, social, political, and economic empowerment of blacks. But you know the title is it's up there to grab people's attention and get them to come here. Because at the end of the day, we're going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about it in a different aspect than what we've been talking about it, right? So we got to deal with Black nationalism. I might change the title once I get started. So Black power, Black nationalism. Black power come from Stokely Carmichael. Very famous speech when he got out of jail and he told the people that Black power was the cry. What we need to, the cry that we need to take us to the next level. Right? Look, why am I telling y'all this? Let me find the video. Right? Let me find the video. And he let him explain for himself what Black power is all about, how it came about, so on and so forth. All I need to do is commentate, narrate. I don't have to tell the story. The story is out there, right? Doing two things at once. So give me a sec. I'm sending the link to somebody. Pulling up this video, so you gotta bear with your brother, right? So the title that I came up with to make sure I get y'all over here is the Black Power Source Awards, home of the country's community war. It might be a physical war to take place, but people, this is a war that's more over the mind and the mental territory of the people, controlling the mental state of the people, right? That's what this is all about, whether you know it or not, right? Fighting for your spirit and mind, right? Your thoughts, the spirit. Those your thoughts. So, we as Black people, we're supposed to be all about controlling the political, social, and economic stuff in our community. Now, in doing this, when have we ever agreed upon that there should be a monopoly as a people? As you done heard Unseen Soldier over here saying last night, power to the people, right? Power to the people. Y'all know where that come from, right? That's that Black Panthers, all the way to the new Black Panthers, right? That Panther Cubs genealogy and stuff, right? Let me get this link to my man. Okay, let's see. Right? So when did we ever agree upon a monopoly in it? or 1% of us gaining the benefits of the struggle, the tribulations, the atrocity that then plagued us as a people, right? Now, we talk a lot in this community about the Jews and things of that nature, right? They went through the Holocaust. We say, okay, we went through a black Holocaust. So on and so forth, right? But how do they deal with their collective? Do they run a monopoly on each other? Number one, if we deal with the biblical text, it tells us we're not supposed to lord over each other, right? So I had a conversation with a clown this morning, a few minutes ago, you know, having fun, having a little fun, right? And the brother, Sinetta, you know, he losing, but he's screaming, you know what I'm saying? So let's look at this, right? This is pretty much going to be a comedic award, right? It's not Black Power Award. It's a comedic award, right? They just doing the technology on the people again, and they calling this Black Power because some comedic people, you know, quote unquote Black Power, right? So I don't know what's going on with that. So somebody typing to me in the thing. I'm finna get this Black Power Stokely Carmichael Kwame Ture conversation up. Just give me a second, people. I have so much that be going on. Everybody be hitting me up with suggestions on what to do and how I'm winning my little war and how they appreciate, you know, me fighting and my integrity and this and that. And, you know, it's a shame that the man tried to talk about your mother like I told them. And when you have to go there, you're defeated. You know what I'm saying? He's already been defeated though, but you know, it just do me good to keep hitting him in the head. You know, it would have been all over if he would have just took out, you know, his lightweight, but he allowed the young brother Javin to come after me or dictate his future. But he's supposed to be the king. Ain't don't you supposed to rule your domain, your kingdom? But yet he let this guy, who he said have no affiliations, rule and run the situation, run it, right? If he's nobody to you, you should have cut his throat. You know what I'm saying? That's what a real king, a real man that's in power and authority do. You don't let them mess up your money and let them mess up the situation, right? So what's going on here, people, is a fight for the economic, social, and political aspects of our community, right? Let's look at the Black Power Source Awards, right? Just like it was in rap, Suge Knight and Puffy, two of the biggest labels out there, going at it. So you know what it is. Sinetta is a bad boy, and I'm Death Row. Look, see, I got the Suge Knight look. All I got to do is ball my head a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? He wearing his gators and stuff on some take that, you know. So as I tell people out here, hey man, stop running over there to Sinetta. That nigga, all he doing is trying to be all in the videos and stuff. You know, I gotta get my Suge Knight on. But people, it was all about the money. The clothes, you know, just the economic and the political power. Like, how many people rolling with us? How many people gonna roll with you? You know what I'm saying? How many people gonna get paid rolling with us? How many people gonna get paid rolling with you? You know what I'm saying? What radio station gonna play your songs, or what radio station gonna play my songs? Payola came into play at that point, right? Payola is all about, you know what I'm saying, paying people off to spin your records. And as your records get spent in different stuff, then that's your political power, because more people hear you, more power given to you, the more you have the ability to social engineer the community. So it's the same thing with this little Black Power Source Awards, right? Let's play that audio now. Now here go the man that basically popularized the phrase. You won't hear black nationalist ideas coming from that other platform. Nor will you hear talk of black power. Even the people that's holding the event power, they don't have a Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Ture award. Maybe they'll have one in 2-3 months and be able to present somebody with it. But you cannot present it to an atheist. You know what I'm saying? A pagan, yes, you got many gods, many deities, so on and so forth. But an atheist, so everybody said they don't believe in God and they don't deal with this and deal with that, they're counted out of the picture right about now, right? Comedic community. You know, even the smart ones, they become uneducated when it comes to things of this nature. But let's listen to them.
To use the term black power, Snick had already decided this before the march. That must be properly understood. We decided to use the march for an education purpose. Number one, we wanted to push strongly our struggle against the war in Vietnam. So if people look clearly at the merit of the march, you will see anti-Vietnam propping up here. King wasn't using it then, but you will see this is one of the areas where we started to hit him with it seriously. Our march was to put strong nationalism in, to have direct leadership.
You hear him say strong nationalists. So it deals with nationalists, black power, the power to what? To deal with the social, political, and economic, those three divisions in our community. So when he said strong nationalism, black power, right?
To have direct leadership from us, and of course to throw out black power for the mass of the people. Now, I myself have been in Greenwood, Mississippi since early '60. I'd worked in the project there, and when the head of the second congressional district, this was our base. So I spent time in the jail in Greenwood so many times. The police knew me, the police chief knew me, everyone in the town knew me. So we decided Greenwood, it was Nick's strongest base in the Delta. We couldn't go wrong. Unfortunately for the police, we went to set up some tents there, and the police decided to arrest me. Okay, so before I was arrested, we were discussing Greenwood. This is where we will launch Black Power. So when I got arrested, Ricks was on the side there when the police said, "Let them arrest you. We'll get you out of jail and you come out and make the speech tonight." And he disappeared. Well, you know how Rick speaks. So anyway, I went to jail. But I was brought out, and when I was released, it was at night, the speech was going on. And when I came to the speech, I was on the line. Ricks came back. He said, "We have everything prepared. We're ready for Black Power. We've spoke about it all day. We've primed up the people." And luckily for us, our biggest problem was Martin Luther King, because I knew that once Black Power was said, Martin Luther King would have to come, not fight against it, but with his best try to give reasonings to water it down. But luckily for us, the night in Greenwood, King had to go to do a taped television thing, I think, for Meet the Press. So he had to go to Memphis. So he was not there the night in Greenwood. Ricks had everybody primed. He said, "Just get to your speech. We're going against freedom now. We're going for Black Power. Don't hit too much on freedom now, but hit the need for power." So we built up on the need for power. And just when I got there, before I got it, Ricks was there saying, "Hit him now, hit him now." And I kept saying, "Give me time, give me time." When we finally got him, we dropped it, Black Power. Of course, they had been primed, and they responded immediately. But I myself, to be honest, I didn't expect that enthusiastic response. you know, and the enthusiastic response obviously not only shocked me, but gave me more energy to carry it on further. By the time we got down that night, SCLC was running around everywhere. We knew it was finished. We had made our victory. They could not bring it back. It was over.
It was over. Black Power was lunch. He tell you where it was launched from. He tell you the conditions in which it was launched. It was to put strong nationalism in the whole civil rights movement and stuff. And integrationist was a conversation that was like a no-no, because black nationalism said you control your own politics, your own, that's that whole separate but equal, right? So we come to modern day once again. People are most definitely doing all the things that's detrimental to the community with the political, the social, and economic endeavors that you give the monopoly. Those that's trying to cause a monopoly in the community. So I got some brothers here, D Red, James, this and that. It's some more supposed to be coming. If y'all out there, y'all rock with a brother, y'all know how to hit me up, get in touch with me. You can even call me. We'll just mute things. But when it come down to it, that's what it's about. So when you talk about the Black Power Source Awards, and you look at it, and you got two different, you know, so-called media outlets, entertainment outlets out here fighting. What do you think they fighting over? It's Black Power. To be able to be independent, number one, and not come up under a monopoly, or not come under a socialist or communist system, which is similar to a monopoly. The government running and everything, and the people have to listen to the powers that be, right? But to have a free market and be able to have free, you know what I'm saying, gain or loss, everything is on you. This is where merit come in. You got to have good merit, right? Merit is you basically earning whatever it is you get, or losing whatever it is you get on your own strength and your own power, not dick riding people, or, you know what I'm saying, sucking up to other people, this and that, you know, but being able to be independent at any time, doing whatever it is you need. If you have to go to your own house and cook some food, if you got to go to your own backyard, barbecue something, if you have to go to your own whatever. God bless the child that have his own. That's the sentiment that I'm basically talking about, right? Whatever that is, you should have it, as well as the collective. Then that way, everybody is on one accord and got everything in common. I got a YouTube, you got a YouTube. YouTube is free. You got a YouTube channel, right? You got a YouTube channel, then you got a Google Hangout channel. God bless the child that have his own. When don't nobody else want to let you talk, when don't nobody else want to do this or that, and they want to, you know, monopolize or do something, you turn on your own channel and you release your own information, your own knowledge, and talk about whatever it is you choose to talk about. 24/7, 365, if you choose to do that. No one can dictate to you, because you're a black independent and you got the power, seeing that you own your own. You're blessed by God to do with that whatever you choose. No one should be capable of dictating anything to you, right? So you see this, you don't hear the other platforms talking like this, because they don't want power to the people. They want to hog the power, and hogging the power, they hog the economics. That's the biggest thing out here that people having a problem with. You trying to cut off, you know what I'm saying, food to another man's house. You trying to cut off wealth and gain to another man's house, you know. And that's, you know, the legendary now preacher, former rapper / rapper preacher, Soul Control on that microphone. DMX said, stop being greedy. Then people won't come from your head. People won't come at you a certain way. You ain't got to have a fight for your life over some little kibbles and bits. Let a dog eat. You know what I'm saying? But people, I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm just priming it up. You know, got to get you primed. You've been getting primed all week and everything, and I know y'all primed. I know y'all want to hear about the things that need to be discussed now, need to be understood now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let the other brothers go in. You know, the direction is the Black Power Source Awards. It's a place where Black nationalism need to be pushed, need to be comprehend, understood, and known. Stokely Carmichael, who basically just got through telling you how the term came about, need an award, and somebody need to win it, and no atheist, because the brother was not an advocate of just being an atheist. Really, he was an atheist, and he did it. You know, he advocated for the other stuff. So I ain't gonna twist it up like that, because some of y'all want to study, and then those that study and know, they'll be like, Carl, you lied. He was the. So let me make sure I make it clear and don't, half-ass tell the man's story or whatever, because some of y'all won't even look or even care. So, like I said, I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm gonna go to James. He was here first. See what he gotta say. See if he, on point and ready. See how he tie this together.
Greetings, Brother Carl. Greetings, Brother D-Red. I see you in here as well. You all have to pardon my voice. I've been kind of going at it the last couple of days. But yeah, it's very interesting on the outtake of the Black Power Source Awards, as I've coined it, as far as what we are dealing with Black nationalism and Black economics, who are even some of the parties that are involved in not only putting it together, but even some of the nominees. And why aren't these things being discussed? Is it going to turn into just some type of a celebrity award show? Are we really going to talk about Black nationalism? Really going to talk about Black economics? Are we really going to talk about the different groups coming together and not just a particular group of people or a particular segment of people, if you're down with a certain clique or a certain crew that's going to be acknowledged during these award shows? I will tell you, I will be in town, and those of us that have been dubbed as the other guys, we will be in town during this award show. I'm still up in the air as to whether I'm going to spend my money there at the award show, but I will be on the grounds. So with that, I know the last time we had kind of gotten together, Brother D-Red didn't get an opportunity because he was busy at the time, and I want to yield the mic to him.
Shit, what it do, baby? It's your boy D-Red, aka the Blue Collar Scholar, man. All I gotta say is this. Again, I'm gonna keep repeating my whole mantra, and I'm sticking to it. What the hell are we celebrating? We got rampant unemployment in the Black community. We got rampant poverty. You holding it in the gay capital of the world right now. They got the STD rate of a HIV rate of a third world country. You got cops killing us killing us. We got all this stuff going on, and we celebrate. It show you how detached from reality some of these boule Negroes is. They are totally detached from reality. They want to celebrate. But what the hell are you celebrating? They're killing us in the food. They're killing us with chemtrails. They're killing us with vaccines. They got us. The majority of us are sending our kids to public schools where they get miseducated. I mean, what the hell are we celebrating? Like, what did we do good that's cause for a celebration? That's all I want to know. What have we done good? We don't practice group economics. What are we doing good that's gonna cause us to celebrate? We just not start banking with black banks. So again, what are we doing to celebrate? Like, what have we done? What accomplishment are we there to I mean, what? YouTube hits? I mean, is that what we got now, to the point where we can have an award show to basically to grandstand, basically, because that's basically all it is. We ain't doing nothing. You see what I'm saying? And some of the honorees ain't even doing nothing where the hell they live at. A majority of the people are going that don't do nothing where the hell they live at. But we celebrate. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a chance for somebody to pull out your best dashiki, your best kufi. You see what I'm saying? So you can look black power, so you can talk black power, but the vast majority of the cats there ain't even walking black power. You see what I'm saying? This is a joke, man. This is why other people don't take us serious. You don't see no damn Asians having no damn award show. You don't see the damn essays holding a damn award, having no damn awards. You see what I'm saying? These people, but these are serious people. See, people that's serious, they don't do that. You don't see the Jews holding no damn award show. You see what I'm saying? These people, the serious people, they don't do this buffoonery, coonery shit that we do. You see what I'm saying? That's why people don't take us fucking serious. That's why we look like a fucking joke. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. This that clown shit. You see what I'm saying? And people are actually on board with this. Like, this is meaningful. Don't mean shit. Because motherfuckers ain't doing shit. Now, if it was like a summit where we finna get together and organize and come up with a plan, I could rock with that. But a goddamn award show? Get the fuck out of here, man. What the fuck is this, BET now? See, every time you get these bootleg Negroes in charge, you always end up with BET. What happens? When you get bootleg Negroes in charge, you end up having Young Thugs. It always turns into a coon show. As my boy Tariq Nasheed would say, the damn coon train. That's pretty much all it is, man, this goddamn coon train. These dudes are not serious. Again, the majority of the people ain't doing nothing where the hell they live at. The fuck you gonna have an award show with special guests or people that don't do nothing where they live at, but they gonna get awards though. For what?
Yeah. So social, political, and economically, we're doing bad. We got Black lives on the rise, and really, it don't have our interests at heart. It's portraying us as some thugs, terrorists, this, that, and the other. We got lecturer and debaters out here that show us as thugs and gangsters and all that shit. You got a riot breaking out in Milwaukee where they screaming Black Power, which Mark Dice is talking about niggers this and everything else. We being mocked all over the world, and you find videos with people saying, "We know you the lost children of Israel," white Jews, Arabs, this, that, even just plain old Africans. I remember being in taxis or cabs, whatever you have them, in Chicago and talking to people, and they ask me about my beard, and I tell them I'm Israel, and they be like, "Oh shit, he got some understanding." You know what I'm saying? Because the world know who we are. We haven't yet, embraced that and came into our full manifestation. Once again, the manifestations of the sons and daughters of God, right? We haven't did that, but the rest of the world waiting for us to do that. And we got our own people trying to stop us from getting there, hating us because we want to get there and everything else. Then we got some that know what we know, and they hindering other people, which bringing hate and the target on us, right? So people, I'm like, D, once again, what are we doing? Damn the celebration. If you did something, celebrate. But what have you done? We know the categories that was put out there. We don't know the nominees that came about. You know what I'm saying? But y'all hold it down. I'm going to talk some right quick.
I was also looking at they have who the host and of the different events that'll be taking place. But if you go to the vendors page, who are your vendors? See, we always ask, well, I tend to ask the question of follow the money. Who's sponsoring this? Who are your vendors? Just go on there and look at it. You'll notice that none of your vendors are listed. It'll say if you want to become a vendor, then you can fill out an application, but it has no vendors listed. I wonder why. Who's sponsoring?
It's already stated though, I believe on there that they all full, so that's over with anyway. So somebody got favors, this, that, and everything. Same thing with the nominees. Certain platforms got the conversation and help market and promote the conversation. So therefore, I guess they became nominees and different stuff and just got love for being some of the first to market and promote it. But as a whole, we missed out. No one came over here. As I said, we sit down and did a show talking about the event, dissing it basically. Then I reached out to the brother. He said he would come over. This the same time I told him that the Sinetta and then the black thing was filed. A couple weeks later, the history of it is that James dropped the audio with Sinetta, put up the video. He finds out he feels some type of way about it. Then calls and talks. So Sinetta them smooth it over like they are the problem. But as you see, we tried to make peace, quote unquote. We tried to make peace, but it was a fuck show in the first place. Niggas just trying to fuck over somebody. We tried to make peace. We couldn't make peace. So, the war show still going on, and people, it's up in the air if people gonna show up. Like James even said, people, it's up in the air who's gonna show up and what they gonna be on. So now, you're gonna put your life or your family in danger to go on a black carpet and, get a award and talk about excellence when we ain't got no excellence in our community. You know what I'm saying? Are the hosts really gonna want their name attached to a situation like this, a Sorts Awards, a Black Power Sorts Award? People, hey, we talking about politics, economics, and social stuff, right? So let's not forget where we going with this. I know what the title say. So, do you want in? You want to tap in and tag in?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, we got to understand what black power. Black power is when we, like you said earlier, when you start doing for self. Right now, we totally dependent on the system. You see what I'm saying? We totally dependent. You know what I mean? What I mean dependent. I don't mean uh, you go get your business and somehow that makes you independent, because it don't. You know what I'm saying? Until we start practicing group economics on a mass scale and and from there come up with a plan to either stay within the system and work within it, like some of these other ethnic groups are doing, or we choose to create a new system, create a whole new paradigm. However we choose to do it, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be totally up to us. But right now we're totally dependent on the system, because even if you work for yourself, you still paying. Who you went and got your DBA through? Who'd you file your articles of incorporation through? Who'd you get your LLC through? You still working. You still working for the white man because you pay him his taxes every year. So either way it go, man. Either way it go. Right now is not the time for that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, black power is when we can influence the vote and not necessarily even have somebody in the office. I mean, when you look at the Asians, especially down here in Houston, you don't see a whole bunch of Asian city councilmen and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But they still got them street signs in Chinese and Vietnamese. So we got to start. Dr. Claude Anderson always stresses you have got to look at successful groups and emulate them. And right now we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And that's That is going to be our downfall. Is because right now we got people that are that are basically really ready to sell us out. You see what I'm saying? That ain't putting the work first. The work should come first. You know what I'm saying? And once we start creating some milestones, then we can celebrate. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta achieve some milestones first. And right now we're not achieving anything, man. Right now we're really as a whole, because we got to get like Goody Mob had said at one point, ain't no more you, ain't no more me. It's only us, but no unity. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we got to get ourselves back to that mind frame. You see what I'm saying? Because without it, we're not gonna make it, and that's why we're in the situation we're in. It's because we put as my grandma would say, all flash. We get caught up in all the flash, but all flash, no substance. You see what I'm saying? We're not worried about substance. We're worried about the flash. You see what I'm saying? And that shit gonna have you losing every time.
You're definitely right on that, brother. And I know some in the chat have difference of opinion, and that's okay. We don't all think the same. But our question those is my charge or challenge to those in the chat room that may have a difference of opinion. Um, what have we really accomplished? Because the police are still killing us. We still have no economic power. We have money, but we have no economic power. I'm just kind of going back through some of my, Facebook memories of things that I've posted over the years, and it's amazing how the cycle keeps repeating itself. The same things that I would put out there to post back in 2009 are still as relevant today as they were 7 years ago.
Boy,
Like dealing with black economics, dealing with them killing us, dealing with us marching and not having any sense of black nationalism and what it actually means, because one can scream out black power, but what does black power really mean? That means you should be able to move. There should be such an economic movement, as we've heard before, that white people only understand two things: that's bloodshed and money. So there should be such a powerful movement with our monies that we shouldn't have to say a word. Our money should be able to speak volumes. Because when you start pulling out, and that's what I was sharing with others before when they talk about Rosewood and Black Wall Street and all of that, it's because they didn't have to depend on somebody else. The monies, the black dollars stayed in the black neighborhood, not going from the check cashing store and then turn around and it goes everywhere else. It goes to every other community except for ours. So that's where we are right now. We're still in the same position. We haven't gotten any better. You have a couple of individuals that have made it individually, and they're saying, well, me and mine are fine, so therefore we have something to celebrate. But if you're talking about black nationalism, just the nationalism itself means more than that. And I know that brother Carl is dropped off a little bit. Hopefully he's able to come back. I know he was experiencing technical difficulties. But that was just some of my question to those in the chat room that may have some questions or difference of opinion, is help us out here, because you may have a solution that we haven't thought of thus far. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, brother D.
I mean, see, I agree with you on that, and I think that's what folks are not looking at right now, because again, a lot of those, and it ain't no disrespect to the brothers and sisters in the chat, but a lot of them brothers and sisters are some of the same brothers and sisters that uh, don't see the big picture. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying that out of love. You see, I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, because when you can sit back and think about it, we have got to start looking at our condition and try to come up with uh, plans that can alleviate some of the ills that's affecting our people every day. Because what's happening is you have a disconnect with the 90%, 85% that's living in the ghettos right now. It's a vast disconnect with them and the people that have a little something. It's a vast connect because the people that have a little something can actually brag and fix their mouth and brag about what they got. You see what I'm saying? Even though the rest of their people don't have. You see what I'm saying? It's, you know what I mean? And that shows you the disconnect. I mean, people coming up with plans that won't even work, that are inoperative because they have a total disconnect to the people, that the 85% that's still living in the hood right now. I mean, these people have a vast disconnect. You know what I mean? And that's the main number one problem, because these people don't, they sit up on their high horse and they don't want to get out there and do the work. They don't want to get out there and go door to door. They don't want to do the stuff that Garvey did when he was actually walking Black Power and trying to empower his people by giving people shares in the stocks of his businesses. They're not trying to walk Black Power like Madam C.J. Walker was trying to do when she employed all those black people, and made them partners in her business. So, I mean, it's not just about trying to employ some black people. Are you the black people that you employ? Are they stockholders? Are they shareholders in your business? Uh, uh, or are they just peddlers of your product? See, we have somehow misconstrued exploitation, exploiting our own as some kind of black power. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's that
And
monopoly and want to have lordship over each other, not being a servant to each other. Because most business, if we all can agree, and I would like to know if y'all agree or not, most businesses are business that service people. Some of the best business, because them the ones that's always needed when the person can't do nothing and need you to service them. Fix a tire, fix your car. You know what I'm saying? Restaurants cooking food, doing this, and it means so much, and so much love got to go into taking care of fixing this thing and giving it to you. So if it ain't love, if you deal with the NLPs or the meta programs of people, you got some people that just like to, you know, they people persons. That's how you say it in the world. Is just, hi, how you doing? And they ready to serve and they ready to do things. Some people are not that. And if you're not that, you don't need to be in the business of serving people, because you're not a people person. You anti people. And so you need to stay away from people. And we have a lot of them in our community, in every aspect of our community.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That there has to be the business or exchange of services. That's one of the things. And just listening to the clip that you had played on black nationalism and the importance of nationalism. Nationalism goes even beyond your neighborhood, goes even beyond your city. I don't see the black connection, business connection from one city to another with exchanges of goods and services. So, I don't even see it within a couple of blocks from each other in the exchange of goods and services. So when we mention black nationalism, when they talk black power, is it just a catchphrase? Because, it's like in the 90s, there were songs that would use a phrase, um, what time is it? Or do you know what time it is? And they would leave it right there. But the phrase coming from the 60s and 70s of it's African time. See, we leave out certain things because it sounds catchy, we bring certain phrases back, but we have no clue as to what it means. So when we talk about black nationalism, when we talk about black power, do we really know what that means? And we don't know what that means in a sense. And just like, Brother D had said earlier, cultures or not, they're not broadcasting what's going on. They're just doing it. And down here in Texas, when you can have banks are set up to where Someone could come in with no documentation, no information, but have their monies, and then they can have their monies wired, for example, wired back to Mexico for free. So this is why you hear these politicians talking about the border, the border, the border. You'll never be able to close the border because it's about economics. Because these people come in, they live together, they save their money, they ship their money back home to the people back home. We get paid, we can't live together, we can't even get along, and our money goes to somewhere else. We are sending other people's kids through school, through private school, through colleges. So we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing as a people? And Brother D, he hit the nail right on the head. When you go to these signs and you see them, and you go to Chinatown, they run it. You don't see any of us in control of anything in Chinatown. Matter of fact, you don't even see anything running in our part of town when you go to your convenience stores.
No.
So these are the questions that we have to ask. I'm gonna yield the mic. Go ahead, brother.
And that's what it is. Like I said, if we were smart people, we know once we get in the neighborhood, two of us get in the neighborhood, all the white folks flee. So we should just, Reggie be talking that Black City Sovereign. We can find any gated community, any suburbs or whatever, and just start sending 2 or 3 of us at a time. Yeah, you have to probably get all together and go in there, but they're going to say it devalues the neighborhood. The neighborhood got all these millions of dollars spent on these houses, but soon you get in there, they're going to flee. But you got to know how to govern that spot now. You got to know how to deal with it. You got to know how to run a community or a neighborhood or a city or whatever. You got to know how to govern. You got to have governance, right? We can take over whatever we want. We can have whatever we want. I'm saying we. Notice I didn't say me. I said we can have all this stuff. But when we leaving we out of the equation, then you understand why we don't have it all. 1 or 2 may have this and may have that, and the rest of us doing without. They are the 1% of us, 99%. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way it is, people. People are trying to monopolize things. They don't want to spread love. They don't want to spread the wealth. They don't want to spread the platform. They don't want to spread the lecture service. They don't want to spread the video cameras. They don't want to spread, love with the beats, the music, the CDs, the stage to perform on, the parks to go in, this, that, and everything else. You can't come to my community. You know what I'm saying? We so-and-so over here, and you don't belong over here. You come over here, we gonna get in that ass. You know what I'm saying? So we always depriving people of stuff. Then we wonder why we as a whole are deprived of everything that we want. People, it is what it is.
I mean, and the sick and sad part about it is, black people brag about not living next to black people. You see what I'm saying? We some kind of way think that that's a badge of honor. Like somehow, you know what I'm saying? It go back to what my grandma used to say. We bought into the idea that the white man's water's colder. You see what I'm saying? We actually brag and actually think that it's some kind of status to say we don't live by our own people. You see what I'm saying? But like Dr. Claude Anderson always say, you know what I'm saying? When enough black people move in that neighborhood, they move out. And the white people aren't moving to a more integrated neighborhood. They move into a more white neighborhood. They don't want to live by you. I don't get, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad that niggas don't even look at shit like the shit that happened to Oprah when she went over there to France. And you know what I'm saying? Or wherever she went to, and they treated her like she was a dog. So it don't matter. That shit don't matter. Them white people don't give a damn about you. You see what I'm saying? But some kind of way that we think that that's some kind of that's a badge of honor. Like somehow the way we moving up. But the funny part about it is we don't even see the value in our neighborhood, but the white people do. See, when the motherfuckers move into that neighborhood and try to lock your ass out so where you can't move back, then you gonna be like, damn. And so that suburb your ass moved to, that motherfucker gonna be raggedy. All you gotta do is go ask my aunties that used to stay in Calumet in Chicago. You see what I'm saying? They moved out there, it was the suburb. It ain't the suburbs no more. You see what I'm saying? They doing that shit down here in Houston. You see what I'm saying? So while you think you don't even, and it's funny, the funny part about it is, black people, we brag about playing chess, and we thinkers, and we got scholarship, but nigga, we don't even got the foresight to see that them white folks played you when your ass moved away from your people. They played you because we the only group that think like that, and then we wonder why we ain't got shit as a group. Yeah, you got individuals that's doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean shit. You see what I'm saying? Because where's the African? Where's the African in Ubuntu? What happens to that? Well, where's that at? Go back and look up the little story about that the white man said it when he was trying to encourage them to be individuals and be individualistic. You see what I'm saying? In the sense of, you know what I'm saying, only one of them could reap the reward. You see what I'm saying? Them Africans was like, no, that's not how we do it. You see what I'm saying? But then we'll sit back and say, talk about African spirituality and African this and African that. But how about African sense of community? Where is that at? We ain't got that. You see what I'm saying? We want to talk African spirituality, but and African spirit, African this and African that, Black African power, but we ain't doing nothing like the African communities are doing. We're not acting like them. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The Nigerians, if you come into any city, the Nigerians have a community. You see what I'm saying? Where they actually do shit. They have a fucking community. We ain't got no damn community. We know what I'm saying? So we talking this African shit, but we ain't walking this African shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's what make us look stupid. You see what I'm saying? My grandma used to tell me this: I'd rather you show me you love me once a week than tell me you love me every day. Know what I'm saying? So your actions speak louder than your words. Ain't nobody trying to hear that Black African shit if you ain't walking that shit. If you content, if your idea of being content is as long as you got it, it don't matter. Then you ain't that ain't that ain't Black African power. That ain't African power. That ain't Black power. That ain't Pan Africanism. That is none of them motherfucking slogans, sayings, colloquialisms, whatever word you want to use to describe it. It ain't none of them. You know what I'm saying? It's just rhetoric. It's just a nigga talking shit.
Yep. So what are we gonna do, people? What are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We have a war brewing, and we really fighting over what? People fight not to lose position. Well, you can't stay on top forever. No empire lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to come to grips that some things is on the rise while some things is on the decline. And when you haven't been holding it down, you know, younger people, newer people, fresher people with fresh ideas and stuff, it's coming. They coming. They gotta come. That's the only way you're gonna elevate. It's the only way evolution is gonna take place for all you evolutionists. So what we gonna do? Gonna stay with the old, out with the new, back in with the old, or is it out with the old and in with the new? What we gonna do, people? What are we gonna do? That's my question, and y'all can speak on it or take it in another direction to ask a question, but that's all I gotta say right now. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at some of the response in the chat and saying that it's been canceled. So I sent Brother David Banner a message
I
to see
think
if it had been canceled.
It's been canceled. It ain't been canceled.
No. I was sending him a message because I see some in the room or sending, contradictory messages. So I wanted to make sure to hear it from one of the hosts. So give me a couple of minutes. I'm not sure if he's busy or not to see if he'll respond.
All right. But I believe that's a false flag. We'll see though. But yeah, people, I mean, it is what it is. If we don't do right this year, it won't be no need for no award next year. You know what I'm saying? You know, if anything, I guess that'll be kind of crazy too. But shit, you can get those two brothers that you know, popped off for a award. Shit, who else is kind of deserving? That's if they did it. That'll piss white supremacy off big time. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you when nobody give an award like that, they be too afraid that they get their ass whooped for doing it. But people like that will pretty much need an award. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you're gonna honor revolutionaries, but and see that's why I wanted to find out, you know, whether not just it been council or whether the name has changed since Black Power has this stigma now as to being you know, crazy radicals, and it just amazes me that we have so many quote unquote conscious people that know about our history, and to call some people that have stood up to call them crazy, but when they go back and they celebrate, you know, Harriet Tubman, they celebrate Denmark Vesey, they celebrate Nat Turner, but then our modern day people that fit into those categories are now demonized. They're labeled as crazy, and we back away from them. So it just kind of blows me away in that sense as to, and getting back to alluding to what you were saying earlier, Brother Carl, about, you know, where do we go from here? What do we do? And it's still about building that foundation. And I mentioned, you know, a couple of shows before, we're fighting over the same piece of molded cheese that's been handed down to us, and not realizing there's a whole group of cheese over here, and everybody can get a slice. But you got a couple of people that want to monopolize or put down whatever's going on. That's why I gave the example before, is that McDonald's will decide, hey, I'm gonna put up a McDonald's anywhere, and the next thing you know, you see Burger King, but you don't see those at McDonald's tipping over the Burger King in the middle of the night, setting it on fire and burning it down to the ground, trying to destroy it. But this is what we do to alternative black outlets. So why aren't we using these other outlets? Because everyone's not going to be able to fit on one channel. And then on top of that, why would you not want to support another channel or another outlet to be able to give everyone, and you mentioned that before, Brother Carl, an opportunity, but it's this game mentality of this is my area and that's it. And if you come on this program, but you go on that program, well, you can't be on my program anymore. If you talk to them, then don't talk to me. You know, it's that type of deal, that dog eat dog mentality. And we talk about the system of racism, white supremacy, but I've seen more often than not, when it comes to things like this and actually building, it's us, because white people are not in the room. It's us. So what's holding us back? You know, and if we want to continue to actually do something and move forward, then we have to sit down. And some people don't like it. They definitely don't like when I say this, but some of us have to be eliminated. And I don't mean in the sense of dying. I mean eliminated as far as exposing them for who and what they really are, and then we can build. I yield the mic.
Peace. What up to the other brother, Soul of Mine? You got the mic if you want it. We talking to, oh, he just fell off. D, I guess you the man up.
Hear me?
Yeah. We not hearing you now. Still not hearing you. Well, I suggest that we all do as Stokely or Kwame was saying, you know, start organizing. It ain't gotta be nothing big. It's a small thing. Just get together as a community and go out and get canned goods together. You know what I'm saying?
Hello?
Everybody, what's up? Everybody buy canned goods twice a week or whatever. At the end of the month, take those canned goods, do something with them or something. Just small stuff where people can come together, enjoying each other and doing something, and then you can find other things to do after you can be found to be trustworthy to show up and do the little small thing. Then you can grab a big thing. So, you know, D,
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Y'all can hear me?
yeah,
Hello?
yeah. You on?
Yeah, I like to say, man, I agree with the brother, man, James, man. A lot of these dudes be talking Pan Africanism and they just try to skip right on through Edward Wilmot Blyton and the people who actually came up with the concept. You see what I'm saying? For a person to be talking about Pan Africanism, you see what I'm saying, and go at any Abrahamic faith, that goes to show you that they're not here to teach you. They here to mislead you. You know what I'm saying? And they show you that they some bullshit motherfuckers. Because there's no way you could be talking about Pan Africanism when the founder of the Pan Africanism was a Christian, then he became a Muslim. You see what I'm saying? And then the person that picked up the mantle, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm just saying Blyton officially started Pan Africanism, but Pan Africanism was going on around that time simultaneously and before Blyton. When you talk about Richard Allen, when you talk about Henry Highland Garnett, when you start talking about uh, Bishop Henry McNeil Turner. You know what I'm saying? When you start talking about these guys, all of these guys were members of the Abrahamic faith. Then when you get Marcus Garvey at the turn of the 20th century, you know what I'm saying? So for anybody to be talking about Pan Africanism, you know what I'm saying, and the red, black, and green, you know what I'm saying, but then you want to go and diss any Abrahamic faith, you know what I'm saying, even if it's the watered down Christian church of the day. You know what I'm saying? You really don't have no ground to stand on because when you look at the actual historical record, you see what I'm saying? You can't name one Kemetic town that was on the equivalent of Black Wall Street in Rosewood and Winston Salem in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And several other townships and cities that was throughout the country. You can't name one and ain't none of the dudes that's professing Kemetic science right now, ain't none of them dudes doing nothing, trying to build no town. Ain't none of them built no town. So then when you talk about institutions and stuff like that, ain't none of them built no institutions on the level of a Garvey, of a Elijah Muhammad or a Noble Drew Ali. None of them have built an institution that rivals that. You see what I'm saying? None of them was busting back at the Klan like on the level of Garvey, on the level of several other groups. You see what I'm saying? I mean, so we can go on and on. You know what I mean? None of them have the revolutionary spirit of a Nat Turner, of a Denmark Vesey, of like the brother said, Harriet Tubman. None of them marched the whole black community out of a city like Ida B. Wells did. You know what I mean? I can keep on going on and on and on. You see what I'm saying? Of revolution, the revolutionary spirit. None of them was willing to pick up arms in masse like the Deacons for Defense and Robert F. Williams and the Black Guard. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I can keep on going because you know what I'm saying. With people who believed in the Abrahamic faith have always been on the front lines and with the vanguards and the trendsetters and the people who led the charge when it came to black liberation. You see what I'm saying? And so for anybody to be talking about anything else other than that and to be trying to diss it, I'm not saying that you gotta be a believer, you know what I'm saying, but to try to diss it, like you know what I'm saying, like it's the problem when it's been the vanguard, you know what I'm saying, since we've been over here, you know what I'm saying, that just goes to show you that them people are full of shit, man, and they're not about your liberation because they're not even telling you this history. Half of these people that I done brought up, most of these people never even heard of a Henry Highland Garnett. You see what I'm saying? Most of these people have never heard of a Bishop Henry McNeil Turner. You see what I'm saying? Most of them never even heard of Richard Allen. You know what I'm saying? And most people even believe Marcus Garvey started Pan Africanism when he didn't. You see what I'm saying? Most people ain't even heard of Martin Delany. You see what I'm saying? These people in history that actually was doing stuff, most of these people haven't even heard of it because they're not going to teach them that. They just going to teach you about Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, and much love to them brothers. You see what I'm saying? But them brothers ain't do as much as Garvey did. You see what I'm saying? Garvey actually built institutions. These brothers wrote some excellent books. I got their books. You know what I'm saying? I respect their work that they put in for those books. But for anybody to be trying to say that the Abrahamic faith is the problem and it's a tool of racism, white supremacy, then it's clear that you haven't read Dr. Neely Fuller Jr.'s book. You know what I'm saying? The compensatory code. You see what I'm saying? Because if you read his book, you would actually understand white people don't. The only religion white people understand is racism, white supremacy. They cloak themselves in other religions. You know what I'm saying? But the only religion they have is racism, white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? So again, I mean, you gotta go read. You know, anyway, man, I can go on and on about this, man. This my subject, but you know what I mean. But I'm gonna yield the mic, man. But just know that these dudes is bullshit. If a motherfucker bash the Abrahamic face and they talking about the red, black, and green, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas need to shoot they need to kill themselves, man. You know what I'm saying? Because really you double talking, because you can't be talking about the flag of a man that was a Christian, the Hebrew Israelite that came up with his own church, the African Orthodox Church. You see what I'm saying? And be actually talking about this and the very foundation he stood on. So you need to you double talking. I yield it.
Yeah, peace family. This is brother Solomon. What's going on?
Peace, brother.
What's going on?
Hey, yeah, like what the brother was just saying, D-Red, you know, I agree 100% with the brother. And anybody that's claiming African, Pan-Africanism, it's kind of like a contradiction to even go against, you know, the Abrahamic faiths or, you know, any faith in general. Because when you look at Africa, it's very diverse. Africa is very diverse. Different cultures, different religions, different belief systems, different customs. You know, Africa is the most diverse continent on the entire planet. So you can't be saying like, okay, I'm Pan-Africanism, but I don't agree with them, and I don't agree with them, and fuck them and fuck them. No, that's not Pan-Africanism. That's not African. That's un-African. You know, when you look at, that's really Eurocentric. That's Eurocentric to think in that manner. Because when you look at Africa, you have the most different phenotypes on the planet exist in Africa. So it's almost customary for them to accept differences, to accept, you know, things that they may not be aware of in their particular culture or their particular tribe. Now, the European, due to the fact that he has the less different characteristics than any other group of people on the entire planet, he attacks difference. He attacks things that he's not accustomed to dealing with. And that's what you're seeing when he began to engage other groups of people. Due to the fact that he was ignorant of different people's cultures and their customs and their ways of life, he attacked it. He called it savage. He began to name call. The origins of name calling, the origins of, you know, classifying things as ugly is Eurocentric. These were the people, you're dealing with a group of people that has yet to, you know, relieve themselves of a European mind state, and they calling themselves Black Power. So now, dealing with the elephant in the room, whence did all this come? The brother mentioned a few names, and all respect due to those men, but John Henry Clark, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, they kind of set the stage of what we're having to deal with now, with, you know, this whole thing of attacking religion. Because as what the brother said very articulately, that when we came out of slavery, you had a first generation. After the Emancipation Proclamation, those were the Elijah Muhammad's, the Noble Drew Ali's. You know, they stood at the forefront of combating the system of white supremacy, and they expressed it religion, you know. And even like what the brother was talking about, even before then, you had people such as Nat Turner. In fact, the Denmark Vesey, you know, revolt was being planned inside of a church. And that's the same church that Dylan Roof shot up. So the cracker knows where to go when he want to attack your ass. He went right up in that same church that they was planning. Well, you know, the initial church got burnt down, but when they re-erected the church, he went and attacked that church because he knew the historical ties of the Denmark Vesey revolt being planned at that church, you know. So we got to keep all these things in mind. We understand that during the civil rights movement that the power was in the church. We know that the church is under attack through the 501c3 now and all the different things, but you cannot take away the historical, you know, the historical significance that they played in uplifting the group, us as a group of people. Also with the Nation of Islam, you know, they profess Islam and they did a lot of excellent things that uplifting the black community. You know, they created businesses. They did a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? They put in a lot of work. So it's just like a slap in the face for you to come in the late 80s talking about fuck religion. These motherfuckers come in the late 80s, early 90s talking about fuck religion. After all the work they did, all the work that they put in. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit and they know it. And it fits into this whole new age bullshit. You know what I mean? How is it that you agree 100% with what the cracker new age motherfuckers saying? So that's how you know it's some old bullshit with it. You know, this whole attack on religion and the motherfuckers not existing. The same type of argument that the cracker is saying, you're saying. So it's like, you know, give respect to where respect is due. See, but with that being said, I'm just coming into the conversation. I just heard the red part. I don't really know the real topic. I was just building off what he was saying.
Well, we just talking about the title is the Black Power Source Award, home of the conscious community war. And as we talking about the wars over the hearts and the minds of the people, the social, political, and economic power that comes with being the leading whatever black organization or people in the community, how they have control. Some people have monopolies over some things and things of that nature. You got to think like the death of Dr. Sabies and all the conspiracy and different stuff that's behind it, that when he died, the doors that once was closed to a lot of people because they would rather go directly to Sabi, open up. Sabi's gone, who's next? And so now that's where you seen the infighting and people talking about, well, you're cloning my website, you're killing your babies, and all these different things come about because it's a fight for that the economic value of a herbalist and these medicines and stuff to lose weight, to heal thyself and do this and do that. It's a fight for that now, whether you know it or not. And people are gonna they're gonna clash heads. They're gonna bump heads because there's money there, there's economics to be made. And our people want that right now when we're missing a key component because they let him rot in the jail cell till the day he died. So, that's what we talking about, shit like that, where people trying to monopolize, where people trying to cut people out of the business, whether if they using their stuff as a young, laundromat, this, that, and the other. People are fighting for their economic freedom and, power in this community.
Right. Well, I would say this, you're entering into a new age. There's a lot of factors that's playing into how we orchestrate. Obviously, we've been victims of this white supremacist system, but also we grew up in a culture that is a gimme culture, a culture that is capitalistic in nature. And if you're not on top of your game, you're going to be pushed to the outside. So it's like a cutthroat type of environment, living in these houses in North America. And we brought into that ideology. So as a result, it's beginning to infect the so-called conscious community, whereas though consciousness is now being sold to the masses. It initially was a place where you could get information that was being hidden from the masses, to now entertainment, like feel good information or information that's gonna get people to intellectually masturbate. So that's what it developed into. Now that can be marketed, that can be sold. I can sell that to you now. You know, it ain't about, you know, a person that's, you know, just trying to know what they didn't know. Now it's about who knows the most. So when we enter that arena, now it could be sold to you. So, you know, even with the whole thing with the herbalist, I mean, it was going on even before Dr. Sebi. Remember, I think Layla Africa and Dr. Sebi had a debate. Oh no, no, it wasn't him. It was the other brother. I forget his name. I forget the brother name. They had a debate whether we should be vegans or not. You know, and you know, so those type of things did go on before, but you know, due to the age of information and how we have access to, you know, lines of communication, that, you know, everything is going to be highlighted now. So, you know, I mean, everybody really is just like whoever promote they shit the best. I think that it should be some integrity in how you promote your shit. You know, you can't be slandering people or putting out false allegations on people. You know, but everything else within this capitalistic, you know, society, and we can say we disagree with capitalism, but that's just the reality of the situation. You know, may the best man win on that one. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, if you got a product that's going to help the people, you know, they'll be willing to pay any amount of money to get that product. So, you know, that pretty much is what it is on that.
All right, anybody else want to speak and step in? Anybody else want to step in?
I would like to just touch on the black economics aspect of it. There's some brothers actually in the conscious community, the Moabit Association, and if you're not familiar with that, this brother D. Miller L. and Free L. Bay, along with a few others, but they are really the co-founders of the Moabit Association on getting us into cryptic currency, in particular Bitcoin. And I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm still kind of digging my way through stuff. They're kind of teaching me. I'm in the mentory stage right now. But if you brothers can, or anyone in the listening audience, reach out to the Moabit Association, you can actually find their Facebook page as well, to look into. It's something definitely worth checking out, something definitely worth investigating, and a way for us to start actually exchanging with one another. And the great thing about it is it's cryptocurrency. So it's not traceable. So I'm gonna go as far as that because I know we're on a live broadcast. But if you're interested, if you can't find them directly, send me a message and I'll make sure that you all link up with them. But this is something that is international, and countries have tried to shut this down, and they can't. And there are a lot of places right now that you use everyday use, stores, restaurants, ordering pizza, excuse me, Dish Network, Amazon, they accept Bitcoin. And if you purchase gold using Bitcoin, you actually get a discount. So something worth listening into Bitcoin, but it is Moabit Association. Make sure you go check them out on the Facebook page. I yield the mic.
Hello, y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta say, man, you know, we gotta we gotta come up with practical solutions for everyday problems. You know what I mean? And we don't have enough discussions about solutions. I mean, we can get caught up in all these mass distractions, but we gotta start coming up with solutions. You know what I mean? Practical solutions, simple solutions. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna have to utilize, you know what I'm saying, the people that people deem, you know, you know, the least of these, I guess you could say. I mean, I even got made fun of a couple of times. Said you a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm never gonna put myself above or make myself different from the people that are stuck in a bad situation in our communities all across America. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not above them. I'm not better than them. I'm one of them. You see what I'm saying? I'm a rose that grew out of concrete. You see what I'm saying? So I'm one of them, and I'm proud of that. You see what I'm saying? So, uh, and when you connect with those people can feel it. You know what I'm saying? When you talk to them people and you feel their pain, them people can feel it. You see what I'm saying? Uh, that's what made a person like Pac special. You see what I'm saying? That's what made somebody like Pimp C special. You see what I'm saying? When you can speak to the people and the people feel like you get where they coming from, you understand their struggle, you understand their pain, and that's where the disconnect is coming from. You know what I'm saying? Then that's why I go back to what I always say. A person that ain't never been in the community, you know what I'm saying, ain't never dealt with them people one on one, that don't deal with them people on a regular basis, you see what I'm saying? They should have no business being on no platform. Because all you're gonna get is some watered down revolutionary. All you're gonna get is a bunch of informationary niggas and not revolutionary niggas. You see what I'm saying? That's why niggas can only talk about information because them niggas ain't got no revolutionary bone in their body. You see what I'm saying? That's the best they can do. You know what I'm saying? Now again, in my utopian society, you know what I'm saying, informationary Negroes, they got a place. You know what I'm saying? After we done did what we need to do and we rebuilt our communities and we practice group economics and we doing everything we supposed to be doing, nigga write a book. You see what I'm saying? Write a book about it. You see what I'm saying? But right now, don't nobody give a damn about it. If you go talk to the people in the hood, they don't give a damn about the Metunetta. They ain't giving a damn about reading no damn Hebrew. They ain't giving a damn about reading none of them books. You see what I'm saying? Right now, we need to be trying to come up with a curriculum, you know what I'm saying, for our kids to implement. So we ain't got to go to these goddamn this public get out of this public education. That's what we need to be talking about writing a book about. You see what I'm saying? We need to be coming up with college textbooks. You see what I'm saying? We need to be figuring out how can we, you know what I'm saying, start our own universities, even if it's an online university. You see what I'm saying? So where we can teach the things that we think is valuable to the community. You see what I'm saying? We need to be starting to come up with more trade and skills programs. We need to be coming up with stuff, practical solutions for everyday problems. You see what I'm saying? And right now, these people are so disconnected that they actually think talking about the Bible come from Kemet is relevant to somebody who lights just got cut off. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you that is a disconnect that's so vast that shit it would take the most out of part of Red Sea for you to walk through it. You see what I'm saying? Because their disconnect is so they have no touch. They're not in touch with reality at all. You see what I'm saying? And so what we gonna have to do is the people that are willing to get they put their boots on the ground and actually put in the work and do what needs to be done. We gonna have to leave them dudes on the side. You know what I'm saying? And like Brother Steve Coakley, I keep talking about Brother Steve Coakley and the same people over and over again. I'm trying to get that through people's head. When he asked, he said, when we coming for racism, the heads of racism, white supremacy, what you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? So that's where we at. We gonna have to lead them people to the side, let them have they intellectual sparring matches. You know what I'm saying? While we put in this work. You see what I'm saying? Because really, that's the only thing that matters. You see what I'm saying? There's people like the Harker Bay that's actually putting in the work. You see what I'm saying? The people like the Black Riders Liberation Party that's putting in the work. New Era Detroit, New Era Chicago that's putting in the work. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the new Black Panther Party and the People's New Black Panther Party that's actually putting in the work. You see what I'm saying? We gotta lead these informationary Negroes on the sidelines because that's where they at. They really on the sidelines. Huh? You know what I'm saying? And shout out to them Lone Star RBG cats up in Dallas, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them boys. You see what I'm saying? But so yeah, I mean, we gonna have to leave them dudes on the sideline where they belong, because that's where they are. See, when you in the game, and when you actually on the field in the game, you don't want to hear no nigga talking about the Metunet on the sideline. You see what I'm saying? When you actually in the game, you don't want to hear no nigga talking about reading 19 different versions of Hebrew on the sideline, because that becomes irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? To a person who they can't feed their kid. You see what I'm saying? And that's irrelevant to somebody who their child is a discipline problem because he ain't got no daddy or she ain't got no father. You see what I'm saying? That type of stuff becomes irrelevant. What you say, brother? Huh?
They made And I'm not sure if they got disconnected, brother, or not. Are you there, brother Carl?
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Yeah, I'm here. I was doing
I can
something
hear
on
you.
the yeah, I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, 'cause, yeah, I thought somebody was talking. So that's why I was like, huh? But no, man, I mean, and that's what we got to start doing, man. You know what I mean? We got to start trying to figure out a way to build adequate housing for these people. You see what I'm saying? We got to come up with some kind of our own solar grid to where these people, our people, can get cheap lights and stuff. We got to start coming up with real ideas to alleviate these problems. You know, I've been trying to get my boy Curtis on here so we can do the urban garden thing so he can talk to us about how to grow our own damn food. I mean, we got to start coming up with solutions. You see what I'm saying? So I'm dealing with people like my boy Curtis who coming up with solutions. You know what I mean? We can talk about the problems all day long. We can talk about shit that don't matter, you know what I mean, all day long. That shit don't fucking matter. You see what I'm saying? We gotta start coming up with solutions so we don't because these people is killing us, man. They're killing us with the water. They're killing us with the stuff that you need because you gotta have water. Water's more important than food. You see what I'm saying? They're killing us with the damn water. They're killing us with the damn food. They're killing us. They're miseducating us. We gotta start coming up with solutions to this stuff. You see what I'm saying? No, the police is killing us. We gotta secure our own damn neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? I mean, dog, we behind enemy lines, dog, and these niggas just wants to play. These niggas think it's a game. They think it's sweet out here. They think, you know what I'm saying? Man, I can go on and on, man. So I'm gonna yield the mic, man, before I go on a rant.
No, you own it, D, you own it, and that's the truth. And that is black nationalism in a nutshell. What he and Brother Solo were just mentioning talking on earlier. And the thing about it is, when the two people that you mentioned uh, was Pac and Pimp C. And if you notice something, they didn't have to walk through their old neighborhoods with bulletproof vests. I'm gonna leave that alone. I yield the mic.
yeah, I mean, that's what it is. You can't have that social disconnect. I mean, social, political, and economic. Social deals with your social structure, your social system, and in that social structure or system comes politics. Can y'all still hear me? I know my thing freezing up a little bit.
Yes, sir. It's almost as if someone's trying to sabotage this live stream.
Yeah, it may be, the title alone provokes people to want to come over here and try to, sabotage it. That's the thing. See, I was playing with the people with this one. I give them a certain title, they think it's gonna be all negative and this, that, and everything else. People love to see a fight, get their ass over here and give them something else. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes an issue of, getting at the people and letting them know that it's more than what you think, man. And that's what people doing. People giving you fights and stuff to sell you bullshit. I give you a fight and sell you something that's good. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, you want to see a fight. You don't know what you want to see it for. You don't know why, but I give you a fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's gonna take, though. People never surrender is one of the things I've been stating. Never surrender, man. I'm not surrendering my shit to nobody. When I say my shit, that's whatever you want to define it. My manhood, my heart, my integrity, my morals, my whatever. You know what I'm saying? Once again, that's black power. We talking black power. The own your own mind is a powerful thing when everybody wants the own resident up here. They want some locale up here. That's where the distraction come in at. This is where, we doing so many things, but we can't focus on the simple thing. From the biblical text, it goes to sowing the seed, and the seed only uh, produce a good, well, I say wheat. We could just get straight to it. Wheat or tear based up on what kind of seed it is. Then depending on the cultivation of the seed, especially if it's wheat, right? Because the tear, that shit grow through anything. I'm gonna have to go to the field one day and show y'all crops and stuff and let you see what wheat and tear is all about and what, good crop and bad stuff is all about. But anyway, the cares of this world and different stuff just take all that stuff away from us. You know what I'm saying? So being able to, as we were just talking, just the internet alone and people teaching classes on how to get your AdSense money up, you know, and how we can structure stuff and support each other channels and do stuff and get money just sitting on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Helping each other platforms grow, helping the dialogue and content that need to be on here come about, because the more people using certain hashtags, right, is going to start a trendy type topic. The more people use those hashtags, the more people talk about it, the more channels dealing with it. Pretty soon we can dominate the opinions of the people. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that whenever they look around, the material that need to be on the internet is there. People look for stuff now. That's like you can go to YouTube and look on how to pick meat out of your teeth. Somebody probably got a video. If they don't, you know what? Make the video. Get you something and pick the meat out of your teeth. I mean, literally. And when people go to look for that video and you put an AdSense on that video and start picking meat out of your teeth, they come see you and you will make money off a video that's just talking about how to get meat out of your teeth. But think of what else you would like to search for on the internet and just produce the video for it, people. See, like I said, I'll tell anybody how to get this money. Because you know what? You get some YouTube money, you might want to hit my PayPal account and say, since the nigga helped me and I see him over here struggling with this, that, and the other, let me hit him with a little bit of this. I just made a YouTube and made some money off of it. So, you know, that's the thing, people. Martin Luther King said, or was it Martin? Who said it? I think it's Martin. To hold a man down, you got to stay down yourself. And y'all been seeing that, right? Whether you say it's been me or you say it's been the other fellas that's been over here with the little, you know, this and that and conversation that's been going. To hold somebody down, you got to hold yourself down, or you got to be down there with them to keep them down. You know what I'm saying? Now, once you drown them or whatever situation you got them, you holding them down for, you might only be down there for a little bit. But to hold a person down, you got to stay down too. It's the concept. And once we understand that, then we as a black population of people, or under that terminology, will stop being crabs in the bucket, because every time you pull somebody down in the bucket, know that they not gonna let you get up in the bucket. They gonna grab your damn leg and pull you down. When everybody could just reach a crab, a claw back, and then sling each other up, and we all can get out the bucket. But now, not our people. And it would seem that that is a simple ABC 1, 2, 3 answer to our problems, but yet we as a whole do not understand that shit for nothing. Pass the mic. Anybody want the mic? So are we through? We basically headed 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock we cut it off. I'm probably start another show with another title, have other interests that, you know, other people might want to talk about, or spark the energy in people to be a little bit more active than the one that we are stressing right here, right now.
Okay, that's cool. Whatever you want to do. I just want to say, stop listening to these bullshit motherfuckers just talking Pan-Africanism, Black Power, and all that shit. Stop listening to these cats, man. Stop listening to these clowns, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to nobody that ain't finna get their ass out there in them streets and put in that work. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to them dudes. Don't be informationary, be revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say.
Anybody else? Solomon, James?
Yes, sir. I wanted to just touch on one more thing. getting back to black nationalism, black economics. And Brother D had mentioned also some of the works that they're doing up in Baltimore, but they're doing great works in Syracuse as well. You know, with Sharif Bay and the things that they're doing to turn around up there in Syracuse, New York. But one of the things, if you have, if you live in a major city that you want to look into, is the tax increment reinvestment zone. And you'll see them called TERS. If your city doesn't have it, you may want to look into it. And what this does, it forces us to recycle our dollars. For example, if you zone off a particular area that's our community, that everything that's in that community, from your McDonald's to your chicken shack, corner stores, whatever that is, that tax revenue that is supposed to go toward the city, that would normally go toward the city, goes specifically for that neighborhood to redevelop that neighborhood. So start looking into tax increment reinvestment zones. If you're interested in it, like I say, hit me up. I can send you some information on it. But it can definitely be done, not only to get the old buildings demolished, but get some new development going on. And also, if you can, go to look at my alma mater, go to their website at Paul Quinn. It's Paul Quinn College. That we transformed our football field, and we call HE double hockey sticks for it. But we transformed our football field into a community garden because that area is in a food desert. There was no grocery stores over there. They had a couple of little convenience stores slash gas stations, but had absolutely no grocery stores. And so we shut down the football field and turned it into a community garden. So there are people that are doing things, and I know some, again, and I'm with Brother D on that. That is a Christian college, HBCU college. So some people may have a problem, like I said, with the Abrahamic faith, but it tends to be they're the only ones that are actually out there doing things. I haven't seen any RBG people put in any work outside of what they call quote unquote scholarship. And that's not to put anybody down. It's not to put our, our black power people down. It's just the fact of when it comes to community development and economic development and black nationalism, you cannot exclude your Abrahamic faith, because if you do, you're gonna lose a whole lot of people. And somebody standing alone by themselves, they may be the king, but you're gonna be a lonely king. I release the mic.
Yeah. All right, Jack. Solomon, you got something you want to add on? You still with us? You muted? Where you at? Solomon, you still with us? All right, well, hey, here go another opportunity. I'll close it down at 8 and do something else. I'm actually looking for another title. Looking for another title, something to talk about. Are y'all down with the Illuminati conversation? Who down with that out there?
That's
And you know
definitely
I'm
an
down for
interesting
that,
topic,
man.
brother.
You know I'm down for that because you know I'm ready to go in on these bootleg cats. So you already know I'm down for it.
All right.
You can't get into that, brother D, because you know where the Boule headquarters is, right? Do y'all know? Anybody know where it is? Hotlanta.
uh,
Interesting, isn't it?
again, I already knew you was going with that when you said it, but said I was gonna say that for the actual show, but hey, you already put it out there, so go let's do it.
I'm sorry, I let the cat out the bag, man. I'm off the mic for real.
All right. Well, we'll do that. We'll do that. Cause there was some statements that was pretty disturbing that's been made here on this channel about Illuminati and stuff. So y'all know me being a pockster, I'm down for Illuminati and Illuminati conversation. So that will be the title of the next show. We're gonna flip over to that one right quick soon as we end this one off, more around the 8 o'clock hour. That's Central Standard Time. So I've created it. I will be sending the links out. Solomon, you gonna be able to be with us? You there? I don't think he there. Maybe they got him. Nah, I'm clowning. All right, so Illuminati versus Illuminati. So I'm gonna cut this one off. Like I said, I'll be sending the link to the other one. And anybody want to be on, if you got some more people that want to hit you up and participate in the Illuminati discourse, just holler. You can spread the link, but just make sure you got responsible people. You can come on the line and be this my friend, or you can say this our friend, and I know exactly if they friendly or not, or how friendly they are, and to what degree. I will have to call you on your partner that you brought with you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get back to these invisible rules. All right. With that said, peace.